Hello, welcome to some more yoga with me, Emily. I hope you've been enjoying it. I enjoy being able to do this, even though I don't get the immediate feedback of having you in the classroom. This has been a lot of fun. So thank you so much for continuing to watch these and use them. Yeah, let's do a little bit of balancing work. Nothing too crazy, a little bit of core, that's all good. Find a tall seat, cross-legged or on your shins. Legs can be outstretched if you wish. If you have props, they're handy. You don't necessarily need them today. And then for 3 breaths, inhale through your nose. Exhale, let it all go. A couple more just like that. And keep breathing however you need to, whether it's in and out through your nose or your mouth. Notice how your breath is flowing. If it feels really smooth and spacious. Or if, like me, you might notice some sticky or choppy spots along the way, then you might gently try to lengthen through those parts of the breath just to smooth it out a little bit more. Notice where you're breathing into your torso the most, whether they're deep belly breaths, or maybe it's up a little bit higher in the rib cage, or maybe it's up in the chest and there's nothing to fix or change. Just notice. Last couple breaths here. At any point today, things get too wobbly or shaky, too fiery or intense. Draw your focus back to this breath, slow and sweet. Let it help calm the wobbles and shakes, and dispel the fire and intensity. Gently start to flick your eyelids open. And make your way into downward facing dog, please. Eventually setting up with hands outer shoulder width apart or wider. Spread the fingers wide, a little draw of belly button to spine. Hips lift up and back. So you don't want very much rounding through the spine in downward facing dog, right? Especially if you're trying to get the heels to the floor, but it means you round through the back. Lift the heels and lengthen through the spine. Hug the upper arm bones toward each other. You could pedal the heels if you like. You can wag the tail from side to side. Head heavy and neck long. And bend your knees, look forward, take as many steps as you need to come into standing forward fold. Make sure there's at least a micro bend on the knees, if not a deep bend. You could move, you could be still. And then release your hands, fingertips to shins or maybe the earth. Inhale, little partway lift. Exhale, let it go. Couple more just like that. You can sigh or flutter your lips. And then bend your knees, tuck your chin in toward your chest. Head heavy, arms heavy. Slowly roll up to standing, one vertebra at a time. We lead so much with our eyes, with our chins these days. It's good for those to be the very last things to come up. Couple loop of the shoulders, up, back, and down. Wiggle, noodle, release whatever you need to release. And then a little draw of belly button to spine. Hug the legs toward each other. Shoulder blades on your back. On your inhale, sweep the arms up to the sky. Maybe follow with your gaze. Exhale, dive or fold down to the earth. Forward fold. Fingertips to shins. Inhale, little partway lift. Exhale, fold. Bend your knees, plant your hands. On your inhale, step back to plank. To the top of a push-up, either from your toes or from your knees, wherever you need to be today. And that can change daily, whether you need a little bit more fire or a little bit less. Last couple breaths here, squeeze the bum, squeeze the tops of the thighs, press the floor away with your hands. And then you can always come down to your knees first. As you exhale, lower all the way down to the earth. Little wiggle of the hips from side to side. Once you get there, untuck the toes, press the tops of the feet into the floor. So much so you feel your kneecaps lift away from the earth. Send your tailbone to the back wall, belly button to spine. Inhale, reach the heart forward to lift up. Baby cobra, back of the neck long, so looking down rather than forward. And exhale, release. A couple more on your own time. Inhale, lift. And exhale, fold. You might hover the hands. Maybe you take them out onto the wood. Some of you might press into the floor a little bit more wherever you need to be. And then bring your hands back underneath your shoulders or by your low ribs. Tuck your toes. Exhale, lift the hips up and back. Downward facing dog. Spread the fingers wide. Belly button to spine. Reach the sit bones back. Hug the upper arm bones toward each other. Bend your knees, look forward. Exhale, walk, step or hop to the top edge of the mat. Inhale, little partway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep all the way up to the sky. Exhale, right back down to the earth, forward fold. Inhale, lift up partway. Exhale, fold. Plant your hands. Inhale, hop, step or float back to plank. Exhale, lower all the way or partway to the earth. Inhale through baby cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Bend your knees, look forward. Exhale, walk, step or hop to the top edge of the mat. Inhale, lift up partway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep all the way up to the sky. Exhale, right back down to the earth. Inhale, lift up partway. Exhale, fold. Plant your hands, step back through a flow, down dog or child's pose, wherever you need to go. So whether you need the rest or you need the extra movement, do what you need to do. A few breaths. Last couple breaths wherever you've landed, whether it's in movement or in stillness. Okay, my friends in downward are in child's pose. Meet us in downward facing dog. Spread the fingers wide on your inhale. Lift your right leg high. Three-legged dog. Try not to let the hips open. Wrap the outer right hip toward the floor. And then inhale. Reach the right leg out to the right. Toes to the floor. And then sole of the foot presses out. It's quite awkward, but you really feel the glutes firing up. And then inhale back. Exhale, knee to nose, shoulders over wrists, hips high. Inhale back up. Exhale, right knee to right armpit or elbow, hips high. Inhale up. Exhale, draw the knee across. Inhale up. Exhale, knee to nose, and then pause for a couple breaths here. Knee comes to nose, nose comes to knee. Exhale, step your right foot to your thumb. Back knee can be up or down. Inhale, come up for low lunge or high lunge. You can always pad underneath the back knee. Couple breaths here. Arms can go wherever you want them to go. Really squeeze the bum on the back leg, whether or not the back knee is lifted. Bring the right hand behind you. Flip the left palm up. Tuck the tailbone under a little bit more. Scoop the hip under, lift. Exalted low or high lunge. One more breath here. Exhale, windmill your hands to the floor. Step back through a flow or to downward facing dog. Turn and face this way. On your inhale, lift your left leg high, three-legged dog. Okay, make sure the hip isn't open. Wrap the outer left hip toward the floor. And then keeping the hip square, take the left leg out to the left. You want the toes reaching to the floor or even up to the top left corner of the mat. Really reach through the heel. Very strenuous work. Last couple breaths. Inhale, up and back, three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to nose, shoulders over wrists. Inhale, back up. Exhale, left knee to left armpit or elbow. Inhale, up. Exhale, draw the knee across. Inhale, up. Exhale, knee to nose, and then pause. Right, really try to stack your shoulders over your wrists. And then exhale, step left foot to thumb. Back knee can be up or down, whether you pad or keep the knee up. And then sink into your lunge. Arms overhead, but chill out on those shrug muscles. Squeeze the bum on the left leg, or the right leg rather. Belly bend to spine. Okay, bring your left arm behind you. Right palm flips up. Tuck the tailbone under even more. Scoop the right hip forward. Exalted low lunge or high lunge. Exhale, windmill the hands to the earth. Step back through a flow to down dog or to child's pose. A few breaths wherever you need to be. Okay, let's meet back in downward facing dog. Spread your fingers wide. Sit bones reach back. Bend your knees. Look forward. Exhale, walk, step, or hop to the top edge of the mat. Fingertips to shins. Inhale, lift up part way. Exhale, let it all go. Inhale, sweep all the way up to the sky. Exhale, hands to prayer. And then pause here. Hands in prayer are by your side. Couple breaths. Breathe. Notice whatever you notice. And then shake it out a little bit. Little noodle. Release. Fix your clothes. It's fine. We all do it. It's not a big deal. You're not failing at yoga if your underwear is riding a bit high. Okay. Little draw of belly button to spine. Heel and toe the feet together so the big toe mounds are touching. There can be a little space between the heels. For a lot of us, this is a very uncomfortable position to stand in. So that's why we're going to sit into chair pose. Inhale the hips down and back. Now use these big inner thigh muscles, the adductors. Hug the legs toward each other like crazy if the knees are touching. If the feet are hip width apart, you want the opposite activation. And what this does is it takes all the pressure off the quads, off the top of the thighs. Tailbone down, belly button to spine. Inhale the arms up. Couple of breaths here. Maybe you sink a little bit lower. Chill out on those shrug muscles. Maybe you just bring the hands to prayer. Exhale, release, forward fold. Heel and toe the feet apart, hip width. Inhale, lift up part way. Exhale, let it go. Heel and toe the feet apart even wider and on an angle so your toes might be off the edge of your mat. And on your inhale, sit into squat or malasana. Now, this might not be where you want to be today, in which case, take the feet out wider, rest the elbows on the knees or thighs. You can take a supported variation with a block or a pillow underneath your sit bones. Otherwise, stay here with me. Press your elbows into your knees and feel a little buoyancy. So if you had to stand up, you could. Wrap the shoulders onto the back. Can you de-weight your big toes so that you're not rolling into the arches of the feet? Last couple breaths here. Good. Bring your hands behind you. Gently sit down. Shake out the legs a little bit. Woo. Windshield wiper the knees. And then come to a nice seated position. Spine tall, legs outstretched a little bit. You can even take a little lift of the flesh back and away so that your sit bones find the earth. Hug the legs toward each other. They might not touch. Flare the toes, belly button to spine. And then lean back a little bit. Couple little rotations. Nothing too crazy. Just firing up the core. Keep hugging the leg toward each other. And then come back to center. Take your, well, let's start with the left foot. And pick up the left leg. Bend the knee. And then you can grab one hand on the knee, one hand on the ankle. Keep that, or foot, keep that ankle really active. You can rock a little bit side to side. Draw circles. Some of you, maybe wrap the forearms around. Maybe some of you are going to play with threading underneath. I can't do it, but maybe you can get the shoulder, the knee up over the shoulder. Last couple breaths here. Okay, lean back a little bit wherever you are. De-weight the right leg. Hover, spine long. Okay, come forward a little bit. And then you want to take the right hand to the outside of the left foot and then extend it forward. Right, that knee can be bent. Mine is. It doesn't have to be straight. Find length through the spine. I'd rather see a tall posture here. And as you exhale, twist a little bit more to the left. Option 1, stay here. Option 2, lean back a little bit, keeping that right leg either on the floor or de-weight. Maybe you let go and find the foot. And let go and find the foot. And then come back to center. This time, peace fingers on the left big toe. Inhale, open the leg wide. So you can be here, leg could be straight. You might even just have that thigh in your arm, or cradling it there. Last couple breaths, maybe you lean back. Maybe you de-weight the bottom leg. And exhale, release, shake it out a little bit. Bend the right knee and start to cradle that right thigh in toward you. Really active through the left leg and the toes. You might stay here. Maybe you have a deeper bind on that leg. Don't have to. If it feels good, go for it. But don't want to round through the spine to get there. Right, find length. Maybe you're one of those pretzel-y people who can thread underneath. Maybe get that knee up on the shoulder. Spine long, pause in the middle, lean back, de-weight the bottom leg. Last couple breaths here. And slowly come back to center. Take the left hand to the outer edge of the right foot. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, twist. That leg might be bent. It might be straight. Doesn't particularly matter so long as the spine stays long. Open the left arm behind you, right arm. The one that's not grabbing the foot. Reach it behind you. You might stay here. You might lean back a little bit. Maybe you de-weight the bottom leg. Maybe you let go of the top foot and grab it again. And let go and grab. Last time. Good. Come back to center. Peace fingers possibly on the big toe, or maybe you grab the back of the thigh. Find length through the spine. Shoulders on the back. Inhale, open the leg wide or wide-ish. Right, sometimes it feels a little bit gnarly while you're sitting down. Maybe you lean back. Balance everything out. Last couple breaths. Good. Slowly come back to center. Let's actually bring the soles of the feet together, knees wide for a little release in butterfly. You could sit up on a pillow or something. This is less about getting into the groin. It is about just releasing the hip flexors. And then slowly roll up, cross your legs, rock forward, step back, flow, or downward facing dog. Okay. Bend your knees, look forward. Exhale, walk, step, or hop to the top edge of your mat. Inhale, lift up partway. Exhale, let it go. Inhale, sweep all the way up to the sky. Exhale, hands to prayer. And release. Shake it out a little bit. Hope everyone's doing okay with all of this. Quite a bit of hip work. Let's do pretty much everything that we were just doing on the floor, but now balancing. So extend the weight over to the right leg, a little buoyancy on that supporting knee, belly button to spine. Pick up the left knee. And then rather than cradling it, we're going to open out the knee to the side and come into tree pose. So the sole of the foot might come all the way up to the upper inner thigh. Your foot might rest on your calf below your knee, or maybe toes to the floor, sole of foot to the ankle. The only place you don't want to bring this foot is right against the knee, right? A hinge joint doesn't want to be pressed sideways. Trust me. So wherever you need to be, press your foot into your leg into your foot, squeeze the bum, belly button to spine. Maybe you start to reach the branches up to the sky. Maybe you mess with your gaze. If you're wobbly, roll with it, right? Trees sway in the breeze. If you're not wobbly enough, maybe you enforce some movement. Maybe you try closing your eyes. Last couple breaths. If you fall out, it doesn't matter. It's just yoga. Good. Slowly bring the knee to center. Okay. Grab hold of the outside of the left knee with the right hand, or maybe you grab the outside of the left foot and extend the leg, or inhale, lift, and exhale, twist. Left arm reaches behind you for counterbalance. You might look along the back arm to challenge your balance. Last couple breaths. And then inhale back to center. Maybe some of you are grabbing the big toe here, and then take the knee out to the side. You can extend the leg out to the side a lot, or maybe not at all. You can also just have the knee on the hand on the thigh or on the knee. Inhale, lift. Right arm counterbalances. Maybe you send the gaze along the right arm. Inhale back to center. Exhale, release. Shake it out a little bit. Whew. I'm warm. I don't know about you. Hopefully you are. Little bend on that left leg. Send all the weight over to the left knee, or left foot rather. Pick up the right knee and actually rotate. Again, anywhere along the leg that you want to bring your foot, just not right against the kneecap. Wherever you end up being, press your foot into your leg into your foot. Squeeze the bum. Try not to lift up through this hip so much. Steady the gaze. You might stay here. Maybe you reach your branches up to the sky. Pretty normal for one side to be wobblier than the other. You can mess with it. You can flow. You can try closing your eyes. Last couple breaths. And then slowly, gently release. Bring the knee up to center. Grab hold of the outside of the right knee with the left hand. Option 1, stay here for the twist. Twisting to the right. Option 2, you might grab the outside of the foot and extend, but you don't want to be rounded through the spine. So if that's happening, back out of it. Right arm reaches behind you. Maybe you send your gaze along the right arm. And then inhale back to center. Right hand comes to the knee or underneath the thigh, or maybe peace fingers to the big toe. Inhale here. Exhale, open out to the right without hiking the hip up. Left arm counterbalances. Maybe you send your gaze that direction. Whew. And then inhale back to center. Exhale, release. Shake it out a little bit. Inhale the arms up to the sky. Flip your palms skyward. Grab hold of the right wrist with the left hand. Inhale, lift taller. Exhale, over to the right. Send the hips to the left. You might be so far over on that right leg. Wait. Over to the left, hips to the right. You know what I mean. You might be so far over on the right leg that you de-weight that inside leg. It could cross in front or behind the supporting leg to really anchor into the stretch. And then inhale back to center. Unwind the legs and the arms. Switch the grip. Lift tall. Exhale over to the right. Hips to the left. Maybe that right leg de-weights or crosses in front or behind the supporting leg. Wherever you need to go. Inhale, center. Exhale, release. Inhale, sweep up to the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, little part way lift. Exhale, melt. Bend your knees, plant your hands, step back through a flow or to downward facing dog. And then inhale, ripple forward, high plank. Exhale, lower all the way down to the floor. A little wiggle of the hips from side to side. Untuck the toes. Press the tops of the feet into the floor. Tailbone to the back wall. Belly button to spine. Reach the arms back along behind you. Wrap the shoulder blades together. Inhale, lift. Back the neck stays long. Hands de-weight. Some of you might clasp the hands behind the back. Maybe you de-weight the legs, reaching them so far back as well. Come into one long line. And exhale, release all the way down. One cheek to the floor. Deep belly breath to release through the lower back. And then roll over to your back. Hug your knees into your chest. Little rock from side to side. Bring the feet to the floor, hip width apart, parallel-ish. Close enough into your bum that you can tickle your heels with your fingertips. And then press your feet into the floor. Inhale, start to peel your pelvis and your spine up and away into bridge. Some of you might start to walk onto the outside edge of the shoulders, and you might clasp your hands behind your back. Any variation that you know that you love. Last couple breaths here. And then slowly, gently release down. Heel and toe the feet wide. Let the knees hang in toward each other. Hug your knees into your chest, little rock from side to side. Bring your left leg to the floor, cross your right ankle over top of the thigh or knee. Start to de-weight that leg. Draw it toward you. Releasing through the right hip. Last couple breaths here. And unwind, shake it out a little bit. When you're ready, switch sides. Left ankle crosses over top of the right thigh. You might just stay with the foot on the floor. Maybe you draw the thigh toward you. Keep the left ankle flexed and quite active. And slowly unwind. Shake it out a little bit. Draw the knees wide toward your shoulders or armpits. You might stay here. Kick the feet to the sky. You can grab the backs of the thighs or anywhere else along the feet or the legs. Happy baby. You could be still. You could rock a little bit from side to side. Whatever you need. And then once you're ready for your rest, think about where you would like to go. Whether it's flat on your back, legs bent or straight, You could rest on your side or in child's pose or maybe in a seated meditation. Once you've found your pose of rest for 3 breaths, inhale deeply through your nose. Exhale, sigh. Breath away. Couple more just like that. Thank you so much for joining me today and balancing. The light in me honors the same light in every one of you. Namaste.